Good morning, Bakerton. Happy Sunday to you. I'm so excited that you're with us this morning to join in as we just greet you and let you know that all is well. I want to begin by expressing my sincere appreciation to those of you who helped with the summer lunch program. Reverend McKnight and his team have done a marvelous job this past week, and they fed on average about 80 people a day. Friday was their highest number. I think they fed up to a little over 100, maybe 110 people on Friday. So we're blessed and excited about the fact that we're feeding those who are hungry and feeding all those that need it. If you come by the church, we'll give you something to eat between the hours of 11 and 12:30. We'll be there to be a blessing to you. I want to just say to you as I look out here and thank you, Rodney, for joining in with us this morning. I want to tell you that encourage you to go vote. Go vote this Tuesday. Go vote. Please exercise your right to vote. I thank you, those of you who attended our protest, both in Little Wissy and in Hinesville. What a blessing it was to see you peacefully expressing your right, your desire to see things change. And I'm grateful for that. So thank you for doing that. But I want to tell you, not only must we go out, stand in the street and protest, but we have to go vote. And I want to encourage you to please, sir, please, ma'am, make sure that you go vote. On that, I want to tell you also, you need to make sure that you are counted in the census. If you haven't done your census form, please do so. For if you don't get counted in the census, you don't count. We need to know. Our government need to know that you're present. So please, sir, please, ma'am, get counted. Get counted. I also want to say a great big thank you to those under the leadership of Sister Cecile McKnight, who put on a fantastic drive-by Youth Achievers Day yesterday at church. And what a time we had as we got to see and wave at you in the cars. And we got excited about that. And I was so blessed to see you there as a part of that experience. It was our first and hopefully our last drive-by Achievers program. We hope to be not to have this situation again next year. Amen. Good to see there. Sister Stars Lampkin is coming on board saying she voted. Many of you will just come on if you voted already. And why don't you get on Facebook and just tell somebody that you voted and that you want to encourage them to go vote. Tuesday is the day to vote. Last day. We will make that decision on Tuesday. And so I want to encourage you to please, sir, please, ma'am, go vote. Go vote, go vote, go vote. I want to also tell you that Wednesday noonday prayer time went well. There was several folk who came into the sanctuary on Wednesday to pray, listen to the soft music and pray and I'll use this term, reacclimated to the sanctuary worship. With that in mind, let me tell you, we are planning real hard. Your leadership team at our church is planning real hard to get us ready to move back into sanctuary worship by July 5th. We're really trying. I want to see that happen. But again, I want to just remind you that we're watching the numbers and we're looking at the reports, and we want to be safe. Want you to be safe. And I want to tell you now, listen, my friend, your decision is your decision to come back into sanctuary worship. We want to make it as safe as possible. But if you're feeling ill, or if you're feeling sick, or if you're anxious about that, we understand that if you decide, well, I can't come right now, I just don't feel like it. I'd rather you worship God at home than to be in the sanctuary and unable to worship because of your your fears. We want to do all we can to alleviate those fears and make you feel comfortable. But my goal is to have you worship the Lord in spirit and in truth. And so thank you again for all that you're doing as we prepare to get back into sanctuary worship, as we think about all the things we've done this summer, we'll do this summer. I'm blessed that you are that I am your pastor, and that we can worship the Lord together in various ways. Good to see Sister Bennett's on. Amen. And see my friend Brian Smith is watching. God bless you, man. Good to see you this morning. Evangelist looks like Scary Porter is watching. Amen. That's all right. God bless you. So good to see you there, Evangelist. Amen. My good friend from Louisville, Alabama, is watching there. So it's a blessing to Mary Jean. Good to see you. Come on. And I'm so blessed to see all of you here with us this morning as we get ready for worship. Want to remind you that to come back with us at Sunday school at 9:30 for our Sunday school hour, and right here in this same seat, you'll be able to enjoy Sunday school. Reverend Ball is doing Sunday school this morning, and we're excited about that. I want to just share a word with you as I go this morning that's been on my mind. As I look around at all the protests, and I look around at all the racism, the sexism, the classism, and all the other isms that are out there, I get excited about where we're headed, and I get concerned about what the future will look like. But then I read Romans chapter 12 and verse 2, and Paul says to us, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I thought about that for a little bit. How are we going to renew our mind? How are we going to fix this thing? I want to tell you unequivocally that we can be better, but it's going to take a renewing of our mind. How are we going to do that? Brothers and sisters, we've got to refocus. We've got to refocus. We've got to start thinking about some godly thoughts. Now listen, I know there are folk who have done us wrong. I know there have been some evil things happening in this world. My heart cries out. But when I read this text, it says to us, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Now listen what it says. That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. It is by the renewing of our mind that we're going to prove what is that good, perfect will of God. My brothers and my sisters, I want to renew my mind. I want God to renew my mind. I want to renew my mind. I want God to renew my mind. Now, hear what I'm saying. There's some things that I've got to do personally. I've got to change the way I think. I've got to change the way I talk. I've got to change the way I act if I'm going to renew my mind. The challenge is for other folk to hear the same thing and renew their mind. It won't be enough for just me. I want my brothers and my sisters to have the same kind of mind renewing experience. And maybe, just maybe, this time of COVID-19, this time of closure, this time of could I say refreshing, maybe God is using this time for us to refocus, retool, if you will, as we come back into sanctuary worship. I pray we'll come back with a renewed mind so that we can prove what is a good, perfect will of God. And so be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind so that you can prove what is a good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Do you want your mind renewed? Isaiah says that he will keep us in perfect peace if we keep our mind stayed on the Lord. And so in the words of the old song, I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on the Lord. Will you keep your mind on the Lord today? And will you decide that in my sphere of influence, I'm going to do all I can to change the way I think and the way I act? I'm a Baptist preacher, so I get at least 3 closes, y'all. Let me try to close with this idea. There are some things that you know is just wrong. You cannot renew your mind. You're not showing that you have a renewed mind if you look at the things that you know is wrong and say nothing. My brothers and my sisters, when we look around and we see wrong, whether white, black, red, yellow, whatever the case may be, Republican or Democrat, if it's wrong, it's just wrong. And I want to encourage you with a renewed mind to speak up and say, well, that's not right. That's wrong. And I won't be a part of it because I'm coming back with a renewed mind and I see things differently than I saw them a few months ago. My mind is renewed. I'm going to do all I can to make sure that I express that everywhere I go. God bless you. Look forward to seeing you back in Sunday school at 9:30 and then at 11 o'clock for our worship hour right here in that same seat that you're in. And if you come early enough, you can get that same seat. God bless you is my prayer. Amen. Oh, I just noticed my nephew in Texas is on. So God bless you. Good to see you, Isaiah. Good to see you, man. God bless you. Good night. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. All right. Bye-bye.